All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week we are going to be combining some concepts from geometry and from algebra in something called geometric polynomial division. It's very exciting. This week we're going to be working with word problems, but the concepts are identical to normal polynomial divisions. So let's take a look at this example and figure out how to solve it. Lexi, Royana, and Kimberly are designing a new girls' soccer field for Coach K. The length of the field is defined by this function, L of x equals 3x plus 3 meters. If the total area of the field is defined by A of x equals 3x squared minus 21x minus 24 square meters, which function correctly defines the field's width? Okay, lots of stuff coming at us. It's actually just a polynomial division problem in disguise. So there's one key thing we have to identify first. First, above all else, remember that area is equal to length times width. Area equals length times width. Some of you may remember this. You may remember this. There is a little, we call this like a diagram that helps you with this formula. So area equals length times width. So that means that A for area is put up here in the top of the triangle, and it's equal to length times width. Now this would be really helpful because this little triangle here also tells you how to find any of the others just based on the other two. So as an example, if area equals length times width, length equals area divided by width, and width equals area divided by length. So in this example, what they want us to find is the width. So the version of the formula we need to use is that width is equal to area divided by length. So we'll write that down. We'll write down here that width is equal to area divided by length. Okay, so let's take that knowledge and apply it to this problem. So it says here, Lexi, Royana, and Kimberly are designing a new girls' soccer field for Coach K. The length of the field is defined by, and then so they're giving us the length. Do you hear that? They're giving us the length. They're also giving us the total area. Okay, so they give us a function for the total area, and they give us a function for the length. So what we need to do in our problem is divide A of x, the area, it's over here, okay? We need to divide A of x by L of x, okay? So I named these functions with the right letters so you don't get them mixed up. The width is equal to area divided by length, so W of x is equal to A of x divided by L of x. So if you want to know the width, you'll divide this by this. Okay? So let's set the problem up and then we'll work the problem. So we don't know W of x. That's what we're hoping to find. But we do know A of x. A of x is 3x squared minus 21x minus 24. Okay, and we're going to divide by L of x. L of x is 3x plus 3. Okay. Okay, simple enough. And let's just identify these terms. This is the dividend. 3x squared minus 21x minus 24. And this 3x plus 3 is the divisor. Okay. The dividend and the divisor. This is the quotient. So now do you see the polynomial division problem hiding underneath these words? I hope you do, because it's just that simple. So now we'll do a little bit of polynomial division. No worries for us. 3x squared minus 21x minus 24. And we'll drop a division bar in here, just like so. And we'll divide by 3x plus 3. Remember, this is called a trinomial because there are 3 terms. And this is called a binomial because there are 2 terms. So here are the steps for polynomial division. Step number 1. Divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. I'll say it again. Divide the first term of the dividend, 3x squared, by the first term of the divisor, 3x. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do that over here in side work. I'm going to scale down this drawing here so we have that side work space. And now we have that side work space. So here's our side work. Step 1, divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So we'll divide 3x squared by 3x. Okay, so here's the first step of this side work. The first step of the side work is to reduce and simplify the numerical part of this fraction by dividing both the numerator and denominator by the greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor of 3x squared and 3x in terms of just the numerical part is 3. Okay, so we can cancel that out. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And now we will apply the quotient rule to divide x squared by x. So remember that the quotient rule says when you have like bases, common bases, the bases are the same, you subtract the exponents. Okay, so just remember, when the bases are the same, you subtract the exponents when you're dividing them. That's the quotient rule. Okay, so this equals 1 x to the 2 minus 1. That's where I'm getting these here. 1x to the 2 minus 1 over 1. Okay, and that's equal to 1x to the 1 over 1. We don't need all these ones. They're just extraneous, so we can write x. Now, this is the first term of our quotient. And so we can write that term up here, x. We're going to try to keep this x aligned with the term beneath it that matches its exponent. So this has an exponent of 1. This has an exponent of 1. You want to try to match the exponents with the dividend term. Now, The next step is to multiply this quotient term by the entire divisor. Multiply this quotient term by the entire divisor. We'll do that here in side work. X, open parentheses, 3x plus 3, close parentheses. We're going to do a little bit of distribution here. X times 3x, we have to apply the product rule. So the product rule states that when you multiply bases that are the same, you add the exponents. Remember, the quotient rule says when you divide bases that are the same, you subtract the exponents. Product rule is just the opposite. When you're multiplying bases that are the same, you add the exponents. So this equals x times 3x is 3x to the 1 plus 1 plus x times 3 is 3x. Okay, that simplifies a little bit. We can say 3x squared plus 3x. Now, this term here gets written right here. Okay, you're going to write that term right there, directly beneath the matching dividend term. So we're going to write 3x squared plus 3x. And now we're going to draw a line and change both signs. Okay, so this becomes negative and this becomes negative as well. Now this is very important. When you do this, this first column should cancel. If you think about this as like two columns, this is one column, this is a second column. This first column should cancel, just like that. Okay? If it doesn't, you need to go back and check your work. Now this second column here, this does not have to cancel. So we'll just add down negative 21x minus 3. So think about it. Negative 21 minus 3. Negative 21 minus 3 equals negative 24. So I'll write down here negative 24x. Very good. And now we will bring down the next term. So we bring down this negative 24. And now we kind of start the whole process back over. What we're going to do is divide the first term of this piece right here, this dividend piece right here, by this divisor. Okay? Once again, we're going to divide this term right here by this divisor. So we'll go here into our side work, and we will divide negative 24x by 3x. Okay, now first we're going to simplify the numerical part of this fraction. Greatest common factor of 24 and 3 is 3. So you can say negative 24 divided by 3. Well, that's negative 8. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So this equals negative 8x over 1x. Now, we're going to apply the quotient rule. Remember that these two x's have exponents of 1. And so this equals negative 8x to the 1 minus 1 over 1. Okay, 1 minus 1 is 0. So now we have negative 8x to the 0 over 1. Now this is very important. This is a rule called the zero exponent rule. X raised to the 0 power equals 1. Okay? X raised to the 0 power equals 1. So continuing on with our work here, we actually have negative 8 times 1 over 1, which all simplifies down to just negative 8. This is a quotient term. Negative 8 is a quotient term. So we'll write here minus 8. And now we will multiply that negative 8 by the entire divisor. We'll multiply negative 8 by the entire divisor. We'll go down here, side work, negative 8, open parentheses, and the entire divisor here, 3x plus 3, close parentheses. Okay, distributive multiplication right here. Negative 8 times 3x is negative 24x. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. You write this term right here, okay? So we're going to write negative 24x minus 24, and then we're going to draw a line and change the signs. We change this sign to positive, and we change this sign to positive. Okay, now look at this. Negative 24x plus 24x, that cancels. Negative 24 plus 24, that cancels. There is no remainder. So this is the quotient. All right, now remember what happened here. This is this. So the width is equal to, could say w of x is equal to x minus 8, which corresponds to letter choice D. The width is x minus 8 meters. All right. Okay. I will share with you a list of steps that you need to follow, because the process is going to be exactly the same for all of these problems. Your goal, your first goal, is to determine the nature of the formula. What are you trying to find? Are you trying to find the length or the width? Okay, because there'll be slightly different formulas. If you're trying to find the width, it's area divided by length. If you're trying to find the length, it's area divided by width. And so you'll just follow this process. I would give this video a watch. I would also consult the list of steps and also your exponent rules. And I'll make sure that those resources are made available to you. Okay, well, that is the video. I really hope that you find this week's assignments fun. I tried to put some of your names in there and honor both our student athletes and our student performers. So I hope you got a shout out in the assignments. Guys, I really miss you. I miss going to the plays. I miss seeing the cheerleading, the Pantherette dance routines. I miss the band. I miss all the sports. Guys, I really miss you. So please reach out for help if you need it. You know how to contact me. I've got a way for you to schedule tutorials with me if you need it, and we'll work together to make it through. Thanks so much.